This is an open meeting under section 19.81 to 19.98 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. You all have December meeting minutes in front of you. Any need for corrections? Anyone? I'd look for a motion to approve them then. Motion by Ken.
Second.
Second by John. All in favor of approval, say aye.
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 Opposed? Minutes are approved. All right, monthly staff reports.
Overall, numbers for the rec center programs were all up from November of '22. Our admittance is down, and besides the competition, the mild weather probably played into that as well. That'll be kind of a theme here, as you'll see. Not that anyone doesn't want nice weather, but it does affect our business a little bit. We have added the golf simulator to the report, so you'll see we had 10 total reservations in November, totaling 15 hours. Again, weather was working against us there. And aquatics was up 150 check-ins, and then resident memberships continue to be down, but our non-resident actually was up by 1 from a year ago, which is a steady upcline because we had a similar trajectory in October with that.
Any questions for Randy on the staff reports, guys? All right, any communication or correspondence come in?
I would like to mention, and this will be a later update too, was able to reach out to the Nightingale family about the Candy Cane playground. So we were able, not to skip ahead, but we were able to do more work than we had anticipated with the mild weather. So there's another bonus to it. You know, Ron Heshley came to me and said, "Do you want me to take the playground down?" I said, "Use the windows that you can, get done what you can." And as Brian and I were talking before the meeting, we're just a couple of loads of mulch away from being able to open the playground itself. So I reached out to the Nightingales the Friday before Christmas, sent them the photos that I had from that afternoon, so that they would be able to share with their family. And their response was, "It was a wonderful Christmas present indeed." So they were happy to get that, so I figured I'd pass that along.
Excellent. All right, no appearances or public comments, no old business, new business administration. We have the comprehensive outdoor plan update.
This year, as part of our CIP capital improvement program, we'll be updating our comprehensive outdoor recreation plan, or CORP, is the term you'll hear a lot this year. We'll be seeking qualified firms to assist with the update of the expired CORP plan from 2018 to 2023. For those of you that don't know, this is a document that will assess the existing park system, strategize the best way to preserve, enhance, and expand the park system. The updated document should develop an implementation plan that the City Council, Park and Rec Commission, and staff can follow over a 5-year period. The expectations of the firm selected include work that will begin in March of this year, provide a finished document that can be presented for approval no later than December of this year. The new plan document must meet the DNR requirements for grant funding eligibility for planning period 2024 through 28. So I've been putting in, as I came back from break, putting together my list, putting together our RFP letter, and then that'll be going out within the week here. So we're going to give firms a deadline of February, and we'll probably have something on our March agenda for approval from this body, and that'll move on to City Council.
Randy, this plan goes park by park and identifies what features we have in place and potential opportunities for growth, potential opportunities for enhancing what we have and things like that, correct?
Correct, and it'll take into account trends. You know, in a 5-year period, trends can change. You know, using pickleball for an example, that's obviously been on an upward trend for a couple cycles now. So it'll compare what we have to what would be national guidelines suggest for as far as the number of, we use pickleball courts or volleyball courts, and other features within parks as well.
Okay.
So the firms, excuse me, Reed.
Yeah.
The firms that bid on this, are they accredited? And there's a, are there, like, is there a number that you're aware of? 2, 3, 4?
So what we'll be looking for is their past experience with comprehensive plans. Ours is Corp. When I was in Watertown, it was Park and Open Spaces Plan. So I have familiarity with, say, a couple of firms, I won't say a number of firms, that will be reaching out to them. And then looking for firms that have experience with similar sized and economic leveled cities, similar to Hartford.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Anyone else? All right, we'll move on to rec programs and activities. We'll start with the fitness classes, starting next week.
Yeah, so our first session of fitness classes in 2024 start next week, Monday. And we're offering 7 different classes. They're all running because we have enough people signed up for them. One of them is capped out with a wait list. That's stretch and tone. So very good numbers. Our fitness instructors have been doing great. They're offering free classes to bring in more people. Just individual classes. They're advertising it well. They're making their own flyers, which is great, and posting it on social media also. So glad we have them. And those spots for those classes are filling up very quickly. So if anyone's interested, they should sign up as soon as possible.
Excellent. And then talk about the teen trivia night.
I'll handle that one. That's a new program for teens that'll take place February 2nd. This is one of Melanie's programs she came up with. So it'll be a team event for teens testing knowledge on pop culture. Only need the team captain to register. I think they'll have team sizes up to 5, and it's only $5 per team, not per person. So it's a very cheap, fun event, and snacks will be provided. So again, that'll be Friday, February 2nd.
And you handling Snowden at the movies too?
Yes, so our annual Snowden at the Movies lock-in at the Hartford Theater, that will take place Friday, January 26th. That is co-run with the Peers for Peers group from the high school, and then Elevate, the county organization. It'll be $20 for pre-registration, so pre-registration is happening now through Thursday, the 25th. The event on the 26th, we will not accept registrations in advance, but we will take it at the door, which it'll be $25 at the door. Again, we won't know the movies that are available till almost a week of. With that, that's how Hartford Theaters handles their business, and that's when they get notified. We're working against the writer's strike from last year. As you may have seen over the holidays, there weren't too many good movies out. At least I didn't think there were too many. But anyway, so hopefully we'll be able to get a couple that are interesting to the kids.
Barbie. Sold out every time I've been.
Moving on to adult and youth sports, the winter adult volleyball update.
After some early season scheduling issues with team availability, things have ran smoothly since then. No issues, which has been very welcome without Melanie on hand. But the spring season is right around the corner. Registration will begin on the 17th, January 17th for spring season, as we're starting to finish up our winter season here soon.
And I can't believe we're talking about it, but youth ball registration.
Youth ball registration, that'll take place February 1st through March 4th. So anybody registering within those times will be guaranteed a spot within our program. Then thereafter, we'll take what we have for availability. If people have a level that's closed, usually if you're willing to coach, that usually helps things out a lot. So speaking of which, we're always in need of volunteer coaches and then paid umpire staff that we will train. So if anybody's interested in umpiring this summer, can reach out to the rec center. And then again, our youth ball program itself goes from 3-year-olds all the way up to 15-year-olds. 9 years old and under is usually in-house. We'll play here in Hartford. Everything above that will involve some travel. It's all usually local, Slinger, Jackson area. The Colfax League depends on who's in it. That can be a little more widespread, but probably no more than 20 minutes away. If you're interested for information, it's in our program guide, and you can always reach out to us at the rec center.
All right, Pee Wee Sports.
So this is a new program for ages 3 to 4. It'll start Saturday, January 20th. So each week will be a new sport. Instead of we're going to do football or basketball, we do a new sport each week, including baseball, football, soccer, basketball, and tennis. That's $30 for city residents and $45 for non-residents.
And aquatics, we have nothing at Vets, Signacast, nothing there either. National Spaghetti Day.
Well, we got some Signacast updates.
Says none.
Okay,
Randy's got one.
let's have them.
Right? Your copy has it, sorry.
Yep. So National Spaghetti Day, that's tomorrow. Basically what we do every year is we just throw all the pool noodles in, throw in some basketball, some beach balls in there too, little spaghetti piles around the pool. Kids tend to love it, bring some people in on our Thursday after school swims, which aren't typically the most popular. So it's always a good event, kids love it, and they've been playing with the noodles anyways, so it's gonna be out in the pool already for them.
And Rubber Ducky Day.
Rubber Ducky Day will be Thursday, January 18th. Same thing, that'll be during the open swim after school. What we do with that is we just take all the rubber duckies we have at the facility and spread them around the pool. And we have an insanely large amount of rubber duckies there. So that pool is pretty filled with rubber duckies on that day. So again, kids love it. We typically get quite a few extra people showing up for those open swims.
And we have some swim lessons starting a couple
Yep.
weeks.
So next week is the last week for the final fall session. Those are closing up pretty good. And then the following week, Monday, that's the 15th, our first winter session starting. Numbers are looking good for that. There's only a couple spots open in all the classes. But those should probably fill as this current session finishes up and kids realize what class they're supposed to go into. They'll sign up for those classes, hopefully in that session, and fill up those spots.
All right. Parks and staff reports. We'll start with the park project report.
Park projects, staff was able to install 2 new memorial benches along the Riverwalk. We have 3 total. 2 were able to get installed as we received those in a timely manner. I'm not sure if we received that 3rd one yet or not, but that one will be going in as soon as we get it. Other than that, staff was preparing for the winter season, preparing snow removal equipment, testing it out, greasing it up, getting that ready. But the second half of the month, the majority of their time was spent at Candy Cane Park with the removal of the old playground equipment. Landscaping and grading was done, and installing the new playground equipment, which we're excited about. Believe it or not, we did have some visitors after the first couple days. We did have it fenced off. There wasn't really anything to play on, but they came and messed around with a couple things that I don't think they broke anything major, but they twisted and prodded some of the other items. But like I said, no major damage was done. So after that, we then did a double fence area to prevent people from getting in there. And one other thing I'll mention with our park projects, or park report, I should say, with our cemetery and burials. We got a last minute list here from City Hall with our totals on burials. So we had 41 adult burials, 23 cremated, and 2 columbarium. And then lot sales, which would be different. We had 5 cremations, 28 full lot sales, and then 4 columbarium sales. And then overall, I wasn't able to grab the budget numbers. We were about, I want to say about 5 to 7,000 behind in either sales or burials, but the other one was ahead by about $1,000 in revenue. So, which is actually a pretty good year. you know, with burials and cemetery, it's never easy to predict. With anything we do, we look at our trends and try to give our best estimate as to what we can expect for the budget numbers on that.
Any questions on the park report? Update on the ice rink?
Ice rink updates, we have put up the rink at Veterans Park. We have not filled it. There hasn't been a reason to fill it. You know, with weather steadily being in the upper 30s, sunlight, just haven't had a real good opportunity. Again, we're hoping to utilize the mill pond as well. You know, that's froze over a couple times, but not enough for us to consider, you know, shaving it and having it open. We did notice that people are utilizing it for ice fishing. There was about 15 holes drilled, that was a couple weeks back. But, so that'll be something we'll have to tackle too if we want to have our area designated for skating, make sure no one's drilling holes in there.
All right, and park reservations?
Park reservations, if you want to host an event at any of our parks, that opens up on January 15th. First thing in the morning, 7 a.m. In person, or we'll take holds over the phone. And I think I've said this before, but one question I continue to receive is, will they be able to utilize the Centennial Pavilion? It is rentable. It will be available. Obviously, we have some days we've blacked out with it already for some of our own events, but that will be one of our rentable facilities.
Starting next year, or?
Yes, so reservations you can make January 15th, and then the first week in May, when we officially open up our parks, it'll be usable. So we'll also take a day. Sarah made the request to see if our staff can set up the pavilion with our tables and chairs, just get a couple photos. So we'll let the crew know next time we get a bad weather day, see if they can do that for us, get a couple photo ops, and then we'll put that online so people can see what it looks like and get a better idea of the size and what they'll be able to do with it.
Good idea. Any commission requests tonight?
Yeah, I do with regard to Centennial Park, Randy. So the question would be, are we letting, you know, like businesses, like let's just, you know, take an example, Brewdome, and if they were gonna bring a band or something in there, would they get first option for a date, and then anything that's left after they, you know, or someone like that doesn't utilize it, then it's open to the public for just, you know, use?
So as far as I know, the only dates that are reserved right now are dates we're utilizing. So other than those dates, any business or person or family can come and rent the facility, and if they wanted to utilize it for, let's say, a beer garden,
Yep.
kind of as you described, we're still laying the groundwork with that. I need to meet with the PD yet to make sure what parameters they would like to see. Our goal is to make it as friendly and open as possible, and without too many restraints. And I don't think that's an issue, and I think there's plenty of evidence around the state, really, communities similar to ours that are serving alcohol and